Dawn, you were saying that you know, when this happened to you, or, well, it didn't happen, to get the language right, that you'd been to 2 or 3 meetings before that. Do you think that that had anything to do with it? Do you think it would have happened had you not gone to those meetings?
Yeah, I mean, if I was going to attribute anything to it, it would probably be, in terms of the narrative, it would be being at the end of my resources, like just struggling with life and with the situation I was in, kind of living on the edge and things getting worse and just not being able to cope anymore. Mm. So it just felt like, it almost felt like it was cornered, I had nowhere to go. And then there's like this sort of surrender, like, yeah. The meetings, I think, no, if life had been a bit better and I was going to meetings, I probably would have just used them like as a place to chill out, you know, and which, I don't know.
Do you think if you'd gone to a church instead, or some other kind of, that you would have had another an experience that you would, not an experience, but you know, some kind of liberation that you would have named in a different language, different kind of language?
Well, I suppose that could happen if I'd been a Christian, say, of course, could be saved by Jesus or whatever. But no, I mean, I don't think, it's funny, I mean, people talk about glimpses in these meetings, so there must be more of them happen in that, you know, these places, and if you did stats on it, if you did experiments, I'm sure there'd be some correlation between attending and that. It doesn't make any sense to me, because you know the way they say, very often hear said that meditation is in the way because it reinforces the belief of the meditator, but also going to a meeting, there's something about, it seems a bit like getting pissed or something. And you know, like, people, you know, you go there, your boundaries get a bit looser, and you sit and, you know, even now, because there's no agenda, is there? So I think it makes you feel like you're getting somewhere. But obviously it happens sometimes. But I think struggle, yours was struggle, wasn't it, Bob? Yours was, sorry, pick on you.
I was talking to Bob in the break that
made
me ask you that, because he said that he'd been to one meeting. No, it was a workshop, wasn't it? And it was on the first day.
Yeah.
And I wondered if that would have happened if you hadn't been there at that workshop.
Yeah, I'd say absolutely not.
Yeah.
And there were synchronicities that led you there, weren't there? Like
it's
bizarre.
I mean, you could look back over my entire life and see the trail of breadcrumbs, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, I could see the whole path that had led to it, and that had led me to be open. When you were asking the question about church, my issue with being in a church is I've got all sorts of injunctions here that mean that I'm just not going to be open. You know, I know stuff, and I hold on to ideas about that's going to see me be closed. I think what was great for me was I walked into a room that I knew nothing about. You know, they were using a language that I'd never heard, and yeah, that allowed me to be open. I was desperate and open. Yeah. But yeah, church, I couldn't get it in the church.
I can't see how it could happen really if this happened, if you had that kind of liberation, and then but you were in a church and it was that Jesus had saved you, because presumably if you can see that everything is just arising from not even one thing but nothing, then that would also exclude any religious figures and any objectification of any religious ideas or projection onto a figure.
Well, it's a mix, isn't it? Because you get, same with MBs, you get people come back and all their dogma going to church goes out the window, and yeah, probably right, most cases it's like that. But then you get people who somehow they are Christian with it, but then you get non-dual kind of priests, don't you? But they interpret everything in the Bible in terms of, they just say the same thing over and over again. I don't know, I don't see the point, like, I don't know, like, there's no reference hardly to the Bible. I can't think. I haven't listened to them so long.
I've come
I
across.
find it really boring.
I've come across one.
There was an American, Bernadette, who wrote the book The Real Christ. Did you ever come across that?
No. Oh, I think you mentioned that before. I never checked it out. I must have.
And she used to visit a bloke called, who's a very high guy in the Catholic monasteries called Keating, Thomas Keating.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And she said, she talked about this, and he said, oh, that's just whatever, it's just the ego. She said, no, it's more than that. And she wrote a book about it, but she still believed in God.
So she said interesting things.
Yeah.
Maybe worth reading. I just haven't heard anyone say anything interesting. That's I suppose the only religious one I liked was René Girard, because he sort of interpreted the Bible in a Christian way, but trying to tackle the big questions, why did Jesus die on the cross and all that kind of stuff. Real questions, not just, there's nothing and everything and Jesus was awake. Okay, all right.
She was just out in the hills in California.
Okay.
A bit like Kenneth Madden, yeah.
Ah, right, okay.
I've come across one or two Christians, who've seen this, and they've somehow kind of woven it into their worldview.
When they burnt at the stake, isn't that woman? Didn't you mention a woman who's burnt at the stake?
Well, I was then going to go on to mention my favourite, Marguerite de Poiret, who was 13th, 14th century. You read her, what's it called, A Mirror for Simple Souls. She left this document which miraculously escaped the burnings of the Catholic Church, and it's just, wonderful, really, and incontrovertibly non-dual. Until I see that I am nothing, I cannot see that I am all, or I cannot see that I am everything. Until I see that I am nothing, I cannot see that I am love. Beautiful. Yeah, and of course the Catholic Church saw her as very threatening. Yeah.
What's her name?
Marguerite Poiret, or Marguerite of Poiret.
Poiret.
She was a beguine, which I think is kind of it's a lay sisterhood, so she wasn't quite a nun.
Right.
Yeah. And I mean the text is available. If you get it on the internet. Yeah.
And then there was a guy called Steve Ford. Who is Steve Ford?
Oh, Christ consciousness, yeah.
I mean, he got to a stage that he just couldn't cope with life totally. What he describes is just getting on his hands and knees one night and saying, I can't deal with this anymore.
Oh yeah, handing over his thoughts, I think that was part of the steps, wasn't it? But when he did it, his mind, it was a whole opening up, I think.
Yeah.
I think he thought everybody kind of experienced that or something, I don't know. His story's quite interesting. No, 12th step, wasn't it? A sort of awakening.
I think your title of a book is the best. You mentioned somebody that had a better title in it. I hope you die soon.
That's a good title, isn't it? It's not mine though. I can't.
Isn't it?
No.
I thought it was. Yeah.
Well, I used it as the title of that first book, but I didn't come up with that. Tony came up with that.
Well then it was your title though, it was his
Oh, yeah,
comment.
yeah,
I suppose
yeah.
it's still, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a yeah.
I thought that was a non-dual joke as well. I didn't write it. Well, I didn't know. I didn't know.
You could.
That could be the title of your book if you ever write one, couldn't it?
I didn't write it.
Yeah.
I had that book on my sofa last week, and one of my students looked at it and went, oh my God, I've just seen the title. I said, don't worry, it's not what you think, it's not what you think.
You teach them? Can I ask?
Only singing.
Oh, singing? Alright, okay.
Have you got a voice like an angel?
I did have maybe once. I wouldn't call it an angel, exactly. It was good once. It's not too bad, it's not too bad.
Well,
It's just a piss take that I can't get it. That's all. I can't see it. That's something that's annoying.
No one sees it.
Yeah.
No one sees it. It. No one.
it's amazing you can drop that frustration. You go out of here and you're thinking about something else. It's interesting, isn't it? Your head's not exactly in the tiger's mouth then. Because you'd be thinking about it 24/7. It's healthier, like I think, but maybe.
It's just when I'm here.
I'm not surprised though.
It's the only time.
You should feel that, the cat, shouldn't you?
Like you want it. When I talk to people, when I sit with you, when I talk to Terry, anyone, I want it, or watch videos, I want it. I step away.
But I suppose it's like an object in your mind, isn't it? Like,
yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
you've got something.
And I haven't got it. You've got it, I haven't got it.
Yeah, and it must seem so smug sitting up here. Like.
Yeah.
Which is better, the wanting it or the absence of wanting it?
Neither. It don't bother me having it or not having it. Like, no, not like wanting it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't affect me. It's not like, it's more like, I just want to see it. That's all.
Well, you'll find some teachers out there, and that word in itself should be a warning. You'll find some teachers out there who will be very happy to tell you, you've got to want this more than life itself.
Yeah.
By which standard, I have to say, you're profoundly failing. But then on the other hand, there'll be teachers out there who will tell you, you have to give up wanting this entirely. So
Don't tell me this. Because now that's what it seems like. It's like that side or that side. It's like, what one?
well,
I'm fighting.
or just recognise them both, as I think the technical term is bollocks.
Maybe the tension will get so big it just explodes.
Yeah.
There can come a kind of desperate yearning, but it's nothing to do with you. It just arises, it just comes up.
And then you feel like if you're not wanting it enough, you're doing something wrong. Or you don't, or you want it enough, then you're doing something wrong. And it's like,
That's the mind.
it's fucking,
That's the crap. Yeah.
just chill. That's it.
Tell the mind to fuck off and chill. Yeah. That could be the name for another book somebody could write. Tell the mind to fuck off and chill.
Just like that.
I'm very unlikely to write that book, so there I give you that title if anybody would like it.
That'd be a funny book. I didn't write this.
Well done, James. It's good.
I think Richard said it first, didn't he?
Yours would be the fox joke. Just remembered, that's it. When I was at Alexis and Tobias, is it Tobias? Is that his name?
Yeah.
It is that. I was saying things, asking questions, and then you just stop, and then the easiest way of putting it is this action. Just that. Just, you're trying, but there's nothing. Just, do you know what I mean? Just, you keep going, asking questions, and then you just like, give up, and now you're just like, that's what I'd say.
Okay.
Like a feeling of moving towards an answer.
And there is, yeah, and there's, yeah.
I don't know how to word the next
Yeah,
question.
it's nothing, yeah, literally.
Yeah.
For me, there was a compulsion to ask question after question after question, then slowly a growing realisation that none of these questions will ever be answered satisfactorily. When I say satisfactorily, I mean for the mind that's asking them. So eventually, gradually, the energy of asking began to wind down and was replaced with despair. It's like trying to climb a mountain where there are no footholds.
more you try. Well, no, not even that, just don't even try. You're gonna die.
Silence speaks more than words, isn't it? You know?
That reminds me of one of the few mantras I have gifted to the world, which is the or not mantra. Silence, silence speaks louder than words, or not. Maybe not.
Silence is hard to get in London at all. Proper silence. Some people pay money to get proper silence. Specialized rooms, isolated rooms.
Isolated rooms? Like,
Yeah.
really? Like where? What? Is that, do they do that? I never heard
it's
of
a
that.
thing, yeah.
Oh,
You can buy silence,
Well,
but you can't
And
apparently.
darkness as well, isn't it?
But you can't, apparently you can't sit long there. Something happens with your psychics.
oh, what stuff sort of, like a sensory deprivation tank?
No, it's just you go in and just darkness and silence. You sit there. Maybe could be some therapeutic something, but
I did this sensory deprivation tank last week. It was fucking awful. I fell in water. I kept swallowing salt water,
Oh.
slipping on the floor, trying to put Vaseline on my wounds, this kind of stuff. Yeah, in the end I just had to abandon it. I came out, my eyes were red. My leg was killing me. I'm never doing that again. It's just horrific. And you know when I got out, I went and I sat. I sat and I was waiting for person with my friend, and I was just looking at the sky. I thought, this is so much more, chill. I don't want to, fucking horrible. Yeah, but anyway, it works for some people.
I did it once long ago. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I mean, not in a good way. Just absolutely nothing.
I did it once as well. I got a terrible, terrible pain in the neck.
That's when you don't quite float, do you? It's that bit. And then I sort of like, on the thought, I think a few people get in it the first time, it's like, where's somebody locked me in here? I'm just like, fuck.
Yeah.
And I know, very nice girl on the desk, she doesn't look like a psychopath. But nevertheless, the thought is there. That's horrible.
It's not a good marketing plan
No.
if they lock you in.
No, it's not really, but you know. And then they give you the stupid thing to put your head on, like float your head. And I just float anything on that, like. Anyway, I'm sure it's amazing for some people. But I'll never be doing it again. Not even if they pay me. It was a birthday present.
Presents like that.
Oh, I didn't ask for it though.
I'd rather have had a box of crystallised ginger.
Yeah. I think in the past I would have made sure I stayed in it. Whereas now it's like, no, I don't like this. There's a real freedom in that too, isn't there? Not just going through the motions. Like,
What are you thinking about, Dawn?
I was thinking about the cramp in my leg. I should like get up and walk around.
What are you thinking about, Richard?
I can't remember that far out. It was 10 seconds ago. What sort of miracle man do you think I am in my memory?
No, it's just like amazing. You both just sit there like respectfully, like just like monged out, like
What's the word?
monged out,
No,
mong, yeah. No offence, like.
None taken, but that might get cut out of the video. Possibly.
Is that the word on the street, mummed out?
Mong, yeah, monged out. Like a zombie mod. I said it last week to Alexis. I said, the lights are on but no one's on, and he was like, no, the lights are not even on. So I was just like, Like you just stare into like space, like, and then you look with your eyes outside, like look at someone like awkwardness, like.
I'm not awkward. I think everybody else is monged out.
Maybe. Maybe.
It seems to happen though, doesn't it? In the last half hour of the afternoon.
Sometimes it does, yeah. Yeah.
I must say, I've noticed with speakers that they, you imagine that if somebody's liberated or enlightened, that they would be very still. But I've noticed with a lot of speakers I've seen on YouTube, that they're kind of fiddling around and scratching, looking like, and then somebody speaks and they go like that. It's like they're not really kind of in the state that you would imagine somebody who's enlightened to be.
Yeah, but there's no state, and it's us doing the imagining, and Anyway, you can train to do that. You can go to guru school.
Yeah.
And you can go on YouTube and you can see the gurus who've done the training, because they're very good at it. The first module is being still. The second module is looking loving. I said the first module is sitting still, the second module is looking loving. And the third module is floating gently about 6 inches off the chair in a state of levitation.
Have you ever seen anyone do that?
No, but I used to be in transcendental meditation. If I'd stayed in it, no doubt I would have gone to Switzerland and learned how to do it. Roger Linden did, didn't he?
Oh yeah, he did.
Yeah.
No, some cynics who say the boundary on mattresses.
Yeah, I think I've seen that. So I've seen the transcendental meditation, levitation, as being described more correctly as hopping rather than flying, aided by the fact that you're on bouncy mattresses. But Roger Linden said he wouldn't be drawn. Roger, who used to give talks in London about non-duality, I don't think he does anymore.
I don't think he does.
He doesn't advertise them if he does anyway. He said he wouldn't be drawn on the levitation aspect of it, but he did say that the practice did bring up a lot of joy.
The first thing I ever did,
a lot of joy.
For 4 months I did TM twice a day, and it was beautiful.
Yeah, TM is, it was. Beautiful technique. If it was, I mean, if it, lots of people.
Some would have found it boring.
Lots of people it just didn't work for, and if it worked for you, it was really beautiful.
Yeah. It only worked for 4 months, so my interest went, but
it's funny the way it works for some people. It's the same with yoga, isn't it? It can be absolutely tremendous, like really
unbelievable. I rushed out, persuaded all my friends to hand over huge cheques to TM, telling them how wonderful it was. Nah, didn't take with any of them. Weird.
Yeah. You were into TM,
Oh yes, I was going to train to be a teacher. I was going to ruin my life.
Did they give you a word?
Yeah, not a word. Sacred sound. Do you want to know what it is? What it was? Well, I know. I'd have to kill you if I told you. Sorry.
Or get you to part with a large cheque.
Yes! I parted with a bag of fruit, a bunch of flowers and an extremely large cheque. Yeah, wonderful.
Did they say you couldn't tell anyone what it was?
Oh yes, it's deadly secret.
And do you keep to that now?
Well, not really, because I think everybody kind of knows the game now, but I'm not going to, nevertheless, just in case a thunderbolt comes. But there's something about it. Yeah, I then went on to do their next course, which consisted of sitting in I think a fire trap basically, in, can't remember where in London, up this wooden staircase watching long videos of Maharishi. And the moment they switched them on, I could hear the click of the video going, and I'd just be like that. And I was asleep. And the next thing I knew was that I heard the click of the video going off. And then they'd ask us questions about the video, which obviously I couldn't answer a single one because I hadn't heard a word of it. But those sleeps were just the most amazing, profound sleeps I've ever had. So, once again, as the Americans say, go figure. Complete mystery.
Do you think it was the energy in the video, in the moon, or the people? Or
Yeah,
that made
probably,
that
but
yeah.
you know, it's a mystery.
Yeah. I must say, I find it quite liberating just that the silence is okay. Because in normal life, it's not, usually it's, you know, that you have to engage your social skills with conversation, and but here it's not the case, it's just silence is fine.
Yeah, and I suppose it is even for me, though normally if I'm on my own, I feel a little bit more, like, fuck, no, yeah, it's boring, this is really bad. But it's sort of shared because I sort of think, well, it's actually Richard's meeting, really.
What are you going to say?
The silent part of Richard.
It's a joint meeting.
I don't feel responsible at all. It's great. So if it's quiet, I think it's his fault. Also, Richard's a talker.
Yeah,
and I'm not.
this is true. But even I can't monologue for 3 hours.
I don't know.
I can get pretty close to it, but yeah.
Interesting that Jesus prayed a lot. We call it pray, but he was like in silence a lot. He practiced it very often. And interesting that this is recorded. And he never told that there is something will happen in the future, like God's kingdom or something that will come. Just interesting. He's always told that it's nearer than you think.
Do you think he was talking about that? I mean, you assume he was talking about that?
Yeah, he was talking about to Pharisees. He said, if you're looking for kingdom, it's nearer than you think. It is within you. And it's
the kingdom.
Very famous scripture. And churches somehow do it like something will come in future. But he never told that something will come in future. He told it's available for you, for everyone.
But he also prayed, like you say, he prayed also.
Yes, he prayed a lot, isn't it? In silence. He prayed, he kind of, in those prayer that he said how for you to pray, he said words like, let your kingdom come. Yeah? That's what he said, how actually you need to pray. But this is not like mantras, it's kind of mindset what you have to be like. But church is turning this around like you have to be good now, yeah, to inherit God's kingdom in future. If you don't come to meetings, yeah, you will not be in God's kingdom. So that's how churches do it. Yeah? But Jesus never teach this. He never, teach this punishing thing.
Are you sure? Did he never mention it? Didn't he mention it once?
No.
Never taught this what thing, did
The hell and brimstone thing.
That kingdom will come in future. Churches say kingdom comes in churches, yeah? They principally, that's what they say. If you need to be good now, exercise all the, things, love and stuff, in order to inherit God's kingdom in future.
Well, it's turning the other cheek, wasn't it?
Yeah, turning all that turning.
It's
all
quite
that around.
beautiful in a way that, I mean, it can be taken too literally as well, but I mean, it's as good as anything else, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
right.
Well, the churches are power structures, don't they? They're teaching authority, have got nothing to do with whatever figure, name,
these
or name
congregations there in the churches, they kind of nothing wrong with that. They like close brotherhood, like communities. But they like limited. You can't actually think.
Well, at least you were given something tangible, because it's breaking the law of equivalence and not somebody does something bad to me, I don't retaliate. Like, that's not always prudent, like, but I mean, it's something, isn't it?
Well, we creating rules, yeah, to rule ourselves, isn't it? But
It's
as
not
you
a
said,
rule.
there is no rules. Yeah.
It's not a rule. I mean, it's just something to bear in mind, I suppose. I don't know. I mean, it's not. I think there's some beauty there. It's not all. I don't know. Maybe I'm.
Because that's what with Adam and Eve started. All this started with Adam and Eve, that we would choose right and wrong. That's
That was
what
a
we
fall
choose.
into self-consciousness.
Yeah, Adam apparently before that they was like one. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. The serpent taught Eve how to desire and what to desire, and then Eve showed Adam, and so we became desiring subjects, and we were able to self-reflect. So that's the beginning of meta-consciousness, self-reflective consciousness. Non-symbolic consciousness is awakened consciousness, of course. So we left the garden, according to that myth, anyway. And look at the state of us.
Yeah. It was a woman's fault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we need that anyway, because we are the moral aspect of the universe, aren't we? We're the ones that can at least think in those terms, even though we're not doing particularly well with it, particularly at the minute.
You what, in right and wrong?
Yeah, well, we have a sense. I mean, in some ways, like, things have really, really progressed in terms of that, you know.
Yeah.
We don't just kill outsiders and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I mean...
So is morality a construct?
Well,
Is
morality is
morality a
a
construct?
There's what I would call there's evolutionary. There's clearly a lot of morality has an evolutionary basis, quite clearly. And then beyond that, of course, you know, we have culture, therefore we also have morality as a construct. But at its heart, you can see the evolutionary basis of morality.
But the body doesn't respond.
And the way it kind of, you know, this peculiar intertwining of these two opposing forces in us, that we're both, you know, highly competitive and extremely cooperative. And you can see, you know, you can see culture emerging from that, and also you can see the tension in it and the conflict and the oppositional fact from the fact that we are both of those things. We're highly competitive and also unbelievably cooperative. It's probably the two things that have made us so successful, because if we'd only been highly competitive, we'd never have grown to bigger bands than chimpanzees. I mean, you know, we'd never have got into tribes more than about 40 or 100 people. And if we'd been much more cooperative, we'd just still be sitting in caves, sitting around having sharing sessions and empathising with each other and saying, how do we all feel about the fact that I was stamped on by a mastodon yesterday? So, you know, to get this, you know, in a way, I mean, this is talking in very kind of the physical manifestation terms, but to get this and this going on, and the fact that it is humans in here and not lemurs or muskrats or whatever, you've got to have that magic kind of balance. You know, not too much competition but enough, and not too much cooperation but enough.
And the body isn't moral anyway. The body doesn't give a fig. I mean, that's what Alice Miller was all about. You know, you get someone in touch with their emotions, and they'll be spontaneous with a spontaneous kind of principled or way of reacting to life rather than some construct. It is a construct, morality, because it shifts all the time, isn't it? It's culture produced, and it hides so much shadow. We hide behind it, don't we? And that's what's saying about the envy thing. I mean, I mean, Randy Gerard said it's easy to talk about sex, but we can't talk about envy, you know, like, and it's true. Well, it's not easy to talk about sex either, maybe, I don't know. But, you know.
It's evolving though, do you think? That are co-constructed, well, in our, you know, individual, societal, and then global morality, shared morality.
Is it evolving or
Is it
devolving
is it
possibly,
evol-
or is it
is
maybe devolving?
Is it like it's the same maybe survival principle driving both competition and cooperation? Is it like an hourglass where it's all competition at the beginning and then it's eventually will become all cooperation, but it's still the same driving force of gravity, if you like, making that happen?
Well, it's evolving. I mean, Tim Freed talks about the fact that we have cross-species, you know, empathy, you know, or we care about what happens to people on the other side of the world. We didn't give a fuck before, we would just kill outsiders, and so there is something's evolving there, like, for sure, in some of us, but then we vote in the psychopaths, so we're subjected to that, and then the codependents fall in line with that, and then we all end up dead. And we have to start again. I don't know, you know.
Some of the stupidest prejudices have gone down. Back in the 1960s, if you had strange hair, you were bad. If you had black skin, you were bad. If you're a woman, you were half bad. But that's all weakened. It doesn't really gone away. But
Yeah, it kind of ebbs and flows, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It ebbs and flows. We can see that it's going back the other way. There are forces like that. You know, it goes this way, it goes
It's
that
still very
way.
clever. It's like, I mean, democracy means that the cleverest liars get to a rule. And maybe 100 years from now, we'll figure out how to deal with that. Yeah. I'm not going to get burned at the stake. If I had thoughts like I have now 300 years ago, I'd pop in a bonfire. So that's...
Well,
yeah.
it ebbs and flows, and maybe we see a direction in which it's going, and that's, I'd say, that's also a sort of story,
Yeah.
and we don't know.
Right.
And meanwhile, you know, there's just this.
Yeah.
The noise of scaffolding.
Yes, that's it. Yes, the noise of the
The silence in
scaffolding
the scaffold.
is arising.
Yeah.
That magic sound of metal grinding on metal.
Yeah.
So if there's no such thing as time, then you were just mentioning 300 years ago.
Yeah.
300 years ago has as much substance in terms of reality as right now,
Well,
in our apparently slightly more evolved state.
Well, I'd say it has the substance, in reality, of the thought. It's just a thought.
Yeah.
So in the appearance of time, maybe there's a kind of 20 seconds in the appearance of time where this is thinking about 300 years ago. And then it's thinking, I think I'd like a cup of tea now. So it's just, you know, everything's just arising and falling and arising and falling away.
But when you've risen above, or no, that's not the right word, is it? There's never the right word. When everything's fallen away, and that you can see that there is no time, then even
Yeah, I'm sorry. I hope this doesn't sound picky, but I would say that you and I and we never see that there is no time. That it is seen that there's no time when you and I and we collapse, and then it's seen that this is timeless. And not nevertheless, not in spite of this. It's just and also, you know, the character, you the character, me the character, James the character, live in time. All characters live in time. We all have memory, we all have expectations, so we live in this apparent flow of time. But I mean, one of the things I often contend in these meetings, and maybe, you know, I'm going to get tremendous objections to this today, I don't know, is that in spite of the fact that we live in what seems to be the reality of time, also the fact that this is timeless, there is just this, you know, that famous saying of non-duality, there is just this, is also very much in the realm of what I call the bleeding obvious, in a sense.
Yeah.
You know, there is literally just this. Oh, well, how long is this? Well, you know, I don't know. Is it a second? Well, obviously not, because a second has a beginning and an end. Well, what is it then? I don't know. Maybe it's Planck time. You know, I'll join the zillions of people that quote from quantum physics without understanding any of it. Maybe, I don't know. But isn't it obvious in a way, although it's a challenge because the experience is of a kind of a continuity, and yet at the same time isn't it obvious that there is just this tiny, fragile sliver of light. When I'm in my poetic mood, which doesn't happen very often these days, I call it the sliver of light in the darkness. So there's darkness and darkness, and there's this sliver of light. And that's all there is. And there's another one. Oh, look, and here's another one. Oh, and another one's just come along. But that's all there is in actuality. And somehow, something about this constructs this continuity out of it. It's a miracle. Well, we've got 2 minutes for that final last killer question to end all questions.
It's usually me, isn't it? Better not.
Go on, do you want to chance your arm next?
I want to make a statement. It was a wonderful event today.
Thank you. Thank you. And I think that's it. If you don't have to rush off immediately, you could help us put the chairs back. And should we? Yeah, that's it.